One Less Tour Bus, the support tour for Jeremy Fisher's 2001 independent debut album Back Porch Spirituals, saw the Canadian singer-songwriter travel 7,500 kilometers by bicycle, from Seattle across Canada to Halifax, Nova Scotia. Jeremy is originally from Hamilton, Ontario, with formative years spent living in Victoria and Vancouver, but a recent move away from the BC coast finds him calling a new Canadian city his home. This is Jeremy Fisher.
I'm from a lot of places now, it turns out. 3 weeks ago I moved to Montreal. So, as of the new year, I'm a Montrealer, I guess. But I don't know if it's permanent or not. I love it. It's awesome. But, West Coast is pretty hard to beat. It's pretty cool so far. I mean, in a way, I was just telling a friend of mine, it kind of reminds me of Victoria in the sense that almost everybody you run into is an artist of some kind, and that's I really like about it. We're up in the Mile End area, and it's just it's kind of an exciting little neighborhood to be in. One of the places that I go back to, and actually will be going back to on this tour, is the only venue I played on that One Less Tour Bus tour that I repeatedly go to is Black Sheep Inn in Wakefield, Quebec, which is about 25 minutes outside of Ottawa, and that's an awesome little hostel/bar, and I would say if you've never been to Wakefield, Quebec, it's definitely worth a visit. One of my favorite places in the country, up in the Gatineau Hills.
Jeremy released his major label debut, Let It Shine, on Sony BMG in 2004. In 2006, Australian singer-songwriter Xavier Rudd invited Jeremy to tour Australia with him, and his most recent album, Goodbye Blue Monday, produced by fellow Canadian Hawksley Workman, earned him 2 Juno nominations in 2008, including Adult Alternative Album of the Year, an award that saw him nominated with Canadian heavyweights Neil Young, Tom Cochrane, Rufus Wainwright, and Blue Rodeo. Jeremy Fisher is being recognized for all his hard work and appreciates the help he's got along the way.
Yeah, it's totally different. I mean, in a way, I work a lot harder now because there's a lot more opportunity to be had, and that's good. It feels good. I remember back when I was doing it all myself, and I just didn't really know. I had a lot of time. I knew what had to be done. People had to know about my music. I had to play shows and all that, but it was like I just didn't know how to get it all done. I didn't. It was hard to book shows for myself and promote myself, and now it's great when you have a team of people behind you who believe in it, kind of invigorates you, and they're working hard. You want to work harder, and I almost, I wonder how it would have been different if I was, say, 10 years younger than I am and putting out Back Porch Spirituals right now, and what I would do with that, the opportunities that are available. Probably the same thing. I probably spend a lot of time just sitting around not knowing what to do with myself. That's the way life goes.
As a recording artist in Canada, Jeremy Fisher has benefited from both the Foundation to Assist Canadian Talent on Recordings, Factor, and the Canada Council for the Arts, and he sees the cultural importance of Canadians sharing their creativity.
I've had some wonderful support in the past from both Factor and Canada Council, and they really helped me out a lot when I was starting out. Yeah, I think that funding is really it's so hard to make it in any sort of art form and make a living, Canadian art is important. I was thinking about that as I was flying over the country today and looking at how this big frozen expanse of prairie and all these little silos poking up every so many miles, and it's like that's what we are. We're a big, huge space that is frozen half of the year, and that's like And that's in a way what's special about us, and and it's important that that's reflected culturally, you know, even if it's not commercially significant to our economy. It inspires people. It inspires the people who keep the economy moving, and all the, you know, trucks bringing us food and that sort of thing, I guess. I think it's important anyway. That was a long answer. Probably didn't even answer your question.
Jeremy Fisher has carved himself a comfortable niche within the Canadian musical landscape, continually inspired by the classic Canadian musicians he's admired for years, as well as modern contemporaries like his recent tourmate, Hanah Georgas.
Hanah Georgas is awesome. We're just starting our tour here tonight together. She's really great. There's a bunch of great bands in Vancouver that are friends of mine. Said the Whale and Maurice, and I mean, I could just keep going on and on. October Man, Mohawk Lodge, like there's tons of great music out there. Blue Rodeo, I got to play with them last spring, and they're not even, it's not like they've been around forever and ever, or even like maybe old enough to call them like legendary status, but that was pretty epic when I got to actually share the stage with them. And we sang a Ian Tyson song, Four Strong Winds. Yeah, with Serena Ryder and Jill Barber as well. And I played the banjo. That was my first banjo performance ever in front of people.